users and user permissions. Presence BPM has its own internal security system, which allows you to give users access to their own tasks without allowing them to interfere with other people's. In this exercise, we're going to create a new user, which you can then use to sign into Presence and set up tasks under. To create a new user, you can either click on the Manage Presence Administration Users and Password button on the toolbar here. Alternatively, click on Security and go down to Manage Users and Passwords. Let's click on that. As you can see, there is already one user in the system. This is the default administrator user that was set up when you first installed Presence on your server. And as you can see, this user has access to everything in the system. So let's set up a new user now. To do that, you right-click anywhere within this white panel, bring up this menu where you can add users, delete users, or refresh the list, and click on Add New User. Let's put in a display name of David Smith, and then we have a user ID. Let's use something a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter, just to make it easier for typing, and then we put in a password. Of course, this password needs to be more than 6 characters for security reasons, so let's put that in now. As you can see in this drop down, you have 3 options. These affect the level of security that this user is going to have. You can see the Presence BPM reference guide for more details about the different security levels and about custom security levels as well. I think in this case we'll make this user an administrator and click on OK. There you are. David Smith is now a user of Presence BPM. It's fair to say that you don't always need to set up multiple users for Presence. If you're only going to have 1 or 2 people administrating the system, then they can probably both log in under the administrator label. But if you have more than that, it probably does make sense to have multiple users set up just to avoid any problems and keep things auditable. One important difference between these different levels of user is that the administrator is the only level that can add tasks to the live task queue. This is to ensure that a review process takes place prior to tasks being activated, which prevents any potentially dangerous tasks being run. That brings us to the end of this lesson.